Most people buying a car right now are going to regret it in 3 years. Not because they picked the wrong color, not because they got too many seats, but because of 3 specific mistakes that quietly bleed your wallet dry for over a decade, and almost nobody talks about them. I'm going to show you exactly what those mistakes are, and more importantly, how to avoid every single one of them so the car you buy today is still serving you beautifully 15 years from now, without destroying your finances in the process. But before I get into the tips, I need to tell you something that the dealership absolutely does not want you to know. The average American spends over $700 a month on a car payment right now. $700. That's more than most people's grocery bills. And here's what's wild. Most of those people believe they got a good deal. They walked out of that dealership smiling, keys in hand, thinking they won. They didn't win. They just signed up for a decade of financial stress wearing a new car smell. So if you're serious about making one of the smartest financial decisions of your life today, stay with me, because what I'm about to share changes everything. Tip number 1, buy the car the math loves, not the car your emotions want. Here's where 90% of people fail before they even walk into a dealership. They've already fallen in love with a car. They saw it in an ad, or their neighbor pulled up in one, or they test drove it on a Tuesday and now nothing else exists. And the moment you fall in love with a specific car, before running the numbers, you've already lost the negotiation. You've already lost your leverage. The dealership smells emotion like a shark smells blood. So here's the rule. Before you even visit a dealership, you need to run what I call the 15-year total cost test. This is not just the sticker price. This is not just the monthly payment. The 15-year total cost includes the purchase price, the interest you'll pay on the loan, the insurance cost over 15 years, the average maintenance and repair cost for that specific model, the fuel cost annually, and finally, the depreciation curve. When you lay all of that out on paper, a $35,000 car and a $28,000 car are suddenly very different decisions. Some cars look affordable on the window sticker but will bleed you through repairs, insurance premiums, and fuel for years. Other cars cost a bit more upfront but have legendary reliability records, cheap parts, and low insurance rates that save you thousands every single year. So how do you actually run this test? You go to sites like Consumer Reports, J.D. Power, and RepairPal before you make any decision. You look up the specific make and model you're considering and you check its reliability score, its average annual repair cost, and its owner satisfaction at the 5-year and 10-year marks. Here's a real example. 2 popular sedans, similar price points. Car A costs $32,000. Car B costs $29,500. Most people pick Car B because it's cheaper up front. But Car A has an average annual repair cost of $400 per year. Car B averages $900 per year. Over 15 years, that's a $7,500 difference in repairs alone, before you even factor in the fuel economy gap or the insurance difference. Car A was actually the cheaper car. The sticker lied to you. This is why the math has to come before the emotion. Always. And one more thing inside this tip. Understand the depreciation game. A brand new car loses roughly 20% of its value the moment you drive it off the lot. In the first year, it drops another 10 to 15%. By year 3, you're sitting on a car worth 40 to 50% of what you paid for it, while still potentially owing more than that on your loan. That's called being underwater, and it's one of the most dangerous financial positions you can put yourself in. The smarter play for long-term ownership? Buy a car that's 2 to 3 years old with low mileage. You let someone else absorb that brutal first-year depreciation hit. You get a nearly new car at a significantly lower price, and your 15-year clock starts from a much healthier financial position. Tip number 2. Finance like a CFO, not like someone who just wants to drive home tonight. This tip is where the real money lives. And I'm going to be direct with you. Dealership financing is one of the most profitable products in the entire automotive industry. The finance manager sitting across from you in that little glass office is not your friend. He is a trained professional whose entire job is to maximize the amount of interest you pay over the life of your loan. Here's how the trap works. They quote you a monthly payment, not a total price, not an interest rate, a monthly payment. They'll say, "We can get you into this car for just $549 a month." And that sounds reasonable, right? $549 a month sounds manageable. But they never tell you that $549 a month for 84 months at 8.9% interest means you're paying close to $46,000 for a car that was priced at $34,000. They made $12,000 off of you in interest alone, and you're still smiling because the monthly payment felt okay. So here's what you do instead. Step 1. Get pre-approved for a car loan from your bank or a credit union before you ever step foot in a dealership. This is non-negotiable. Credit unions in particular are known for offering significantly lower interest rates than dealership financing. Even a 2% difference in your interest rate on a $30,000 loan over 60 months saves you over 1-800. Over 72 months, that gap gets even larger. Step 2. Keep your loan term at 48 to 60 months maximum. I know the 72 and 84-month loans make the monthly payments smaller, and that's exactly why dealers love pushing them. But you are paying a significant premium in total interest, and you're extending the period where you're financially vulnerable to being upside down on the loan. The shorter the term, the faster you build equity, the less you pay in total, and the sooner you own the car free and clear. Step 3. Negotiate the out-the-door price first. Completely separate from the financing conversation. These are two different negotiations. Don't let them blend. When a dealer asks, "What monthly payment are you looking for?" redirect immediately. Tell them you're focused on the total vehicle price. Once you have the best total price locked in, then you bring financing into the conversation, ideally with your pre-approved rate already in hand. And here's a bonus move that almost nobody uses. Once you have a pre-approved rate from your bank or credit union, tell the dealer's finance office what that rate is and ask them to beat it. Sometimes they can. Dealers have relationships with multiple lenders, and they do occasionally offer a better rate to win the business. But the key word is occasionally, and you'll only find out if you walk in with your own rate as leverage. If you do all of this correctly, buy at the right price, finance at a competitive rate, and keep the term reasonable, you could save anywhere from $5,000 to $15,000 over the life of a single car purchase compared to the person who just accepted whatever the dealership offered. That's real money. That's money you keep. Tip number 3. Build a relationship with your car like it's an investment. Most people treat a car like a disposable appliance. They ignore the oil change light for 3 months. They skip the tire rotation. They never look at the owner's manual. And then 10 years in, the car starts falling apart and they blame the car. They didn't ruin the car. They ruined the car. If your goal is to own this vehicle for 15 years, you have to treat it completely differently from day one. Not obsessively, but strategically. Here's the framework I call the ownership calendar. Every car comes with a maintenance schedule in the owner's manual. Most people have never opened that manual. Inside it, you'll find exactly when to change the oil, when to replace the transmission fluid, when to inspect the brakes, when to replace the timing belt or chain, when to rotate the tires, and when to flush the coolant. Every single one of those intervals exists for a reason. Missing them doesn't save you money. It defers the cost and multiplies it. A $150 timing belt replacement at the scheduled interval can save you from a $3,000 to $5,000 engine repair if the belt snaps. A $30 cabin air filter replacement keeps your HVAC system running cleanly so you never face a $600 blower motor replacement down the road. The math on preventive maintenance is undeniable. Every single dollar you spend maintaining a car properly returns several times over in avoided repairs. Now here's something most people never think about when it comes to long-term ownership. Your choice of mechanic matters as much as your choice of car. Find an independent mechanic that specializes in your vehicle's make before you ever need one. Not a chain shop, not the dealership service center. An independent specialist. Dealership service departments charge premium labor rates on top of premium parts markups. A trusted independent mechanic charges less per hour, often uses equivalent or better quality parts. And because they're running a small business built on repeat customers, they have a real incentive to be honest with you. Building that relationship early, before you're in a crisis, means you have someone you trust when your car does eventually need serious work. And it will. Because every car needs serious work at some point over 15 years. The difference is whether that moment finds you panicked and uninformed, or prepared and in control. There's one more element to the 15-year plan that nobody discusses. Parking and storage habits. Cars that live outside their whole lives age faster than cars that are garaged or at least covered. UV exposure destroys paint and rubber seals. Temperature swings crack dashboards and stress battery life. If you have a garage, use it. If you don't, a quality car cover and regular waxing 2 to 3 times per year creates a meaningful difference in the long-term condition of the vehicle. This isn't vanity. A well-maintained exterior also protects resale value if you ever decide to sell before the 15-year mark. The bottom line. Let's bring this all together. You came here because you want to make a smart car decision, one you won't regret, one that doesn't slowly drain your finances year after year. And here's the truth. The people who win with cars over the long run are not the people who got the flashiest deal or the newest model. They're the people who made boring, disciplined, intelligent decisions before, during, and after the purchase. Tip 1. Run the 15-year total cost before you fall in love with anything. Let the math lead. Tip 2. Come to the dealership armed with pre-approved financing and negotiate the price completely separately. Never let them control the conversation. Tip 3. Treat your car like the long-term investment it is. Maintain it religiously. Build a relationship with a great mechanic and protect the vehicle's condition from day one. Do all three of these things, and the car you buy today can absolutely serve you for 15 years without wrecking your finances in the process. If this gave you real value, you know what to do. Share this with someone who's about to buy a car, because the information in this video could genuinely save them thousands of dollars. And if you want to go deeper on smart car ownership, the next video is right up there. Drive smart, own smart. See you in the next one.